name is Jenny, and I'm a wife and mom raising 2 kids. But I used to live a more glamorous life as a TV reporter. I was on the nightly news interviewing pop stars and politicians. So when I said goodbye to TV and hello to motherhood, I suddenly discovered what we moms are up against. We live in a world that tells us to be rich and famous, thin and successful. You know, almost nobody says, "Oh, hey, you're a mom? That is fabulous." But you are fabulous, and I'm here to tell you why.
It's the Channelmom Show, celebrating you with Jenny Dean Schmidt.
Attention moms. You know, we're all so concerned about how we look on the outside, but what about our insides? Now you can age-proof your body with Protandim. Just reach for what's been called the best anti-aging product out there, as seen on the Today Show. Sign up now as a preferred customer, and after receiving your 3rd bottle, get a $50 Visa gift card. Just click on the ad to the right of this video to get started.
Thanks. Welcome back to the Channelmom Show, moms. This is for you. We do this for you. We want to help your lives. We want to improve your lives. We want to make you feel good about the fact that you are doing a great job as a mom. And that is why we are here on Mile High Sports Radio, AM 1510, FM 93.7. I am your host, Jenny Dean Schmidt. Welcome back. We got a great segment coming up for you. We're going to talk about how do you love your body in an age when so few women do. Yeah. Whether they're. I mean, I wear anything from a size 2 to a size 6, depending on the store I go into. But women would probably be surprised that I struggle with my body, but I do. I mean, It doesn't matter if you're size 2 or size 20. It's really true. You still beat up on yourself and find this flaw or that flaw. Yeah. You know. So while people might think, yo, you must not struggle, I do. You know what I mean? Right. And you look fabulous, and you probably still struggle. Absolutely. And Shelly's the same way, you know? Yeah. So just so everyone knows, we're all talking about how fabulous we look, and we still struggle. So Julie, the author of Fat Is Not a 4-Letter Word, Julie Hammerstein, we welcome you to the show today. And you're going to talk about, loving your body, which translates into loving yourself. So tell me about it.
I guess what I try and impart on people is to just let go a little bit around it, because men have their hang-ups too, and typically it's around, and we talked about this, around their capabilities, how can they provide for their families, and so they've got their own stuff going on in terms of self-criticism.
Yes, absolutely.
And then we have ours around our bodies or around our image, which gets enforced by our culture. Mm-hmm. And if we can just step back and look at it in terms of, this is just kind of part of what it's like to be human. And our brain sends messages, our environment sends messages. And so if we can learn to not attach so much meaning to that, and just be like, okay, this is something everybody is challenged with. Let's see how we can change our thinking around it a little bit more. And so what I was thinking about as I was driving in, because I was trying to figure out a good way to articulate this, but we don't necessarily have to love our bodies. There's still parts of my body. I mean, my belly will always be something. I've just decided that is going to be the thing that I'm always going to be unhappy with. But I've learned to have more levity around it. And so rather than feeling like I have to love every part of my body, because it's a constant struggle to have it be perfect and lovable, to just love myself. So if we all can just love ourselves enough to take care of our bodies are going to perform. We're just going to feel good about the act of being kind to ourselves versus we have to have a certain feature be perfect. Does that make sense?
Absolutely. And I think we all struggle. I mean, Shelly could tell you about her struggle, and mine, I think, is the back thing. What are those called? Love handle things? I mean, I think we all... I didn't even need to tell the sizes I wear, but the point is that we all struggle with things, whether we tend to be slender or we tend to be heavier or whatever.
Well, the one thing that we've talked about in the past, my body's going to die. I'm going to die.
Yeah.
And so at the end, is it going to be like, when I'm on my coffin, the mortician's going to be like, look at that. She doesn't have a belly at all.
Look at those abs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter.
Yeah. That's right. In the end. But I do agree with Julie that we have it kind of flipped, like love your body and then you'll love yourself. It's more like you got to love yourself so that you take proper care of your body, because people have these self-destructive tendencies like, well, I'm just going to have a Sunday because I'm unhappy. And so I'm just going to or I'm going to do whatever. I'm going to just skip exercise because, you know what I'm saying? Right. And so if you're loving yourself first, that's not as much of a struggle.
Exactly. And then the idea that food is comfort or food is reward starts to diminish because you have all sorts of other constructs around that bring you joy, you know. So what I have people do when they find that food is their way to feel better, you know, and it feels like self-love after that glass of wine or that piece of chocolate or that sundae.
Actually, before it. I'm not sure it does feel like self-love after it.
You're right. Yeah. I mean, the process of having it.
Yeah.
And then you're right. Even moments later, it's like, ooh, then it's back to the self-hate.
Yeah.
But to come up with, to really be intentional about identifying the things in your life that are rewarding and that are bring you joy and that bring you comfort. And physiologically, at first, they might not have the same high as the sundae, but you become aware of those things in your life that you're grateful for, and it starts bringing you back around to the idea that there's something bigger than going and finding a Snickers at the grocery store.
Right, and tell me about that. Like, so you obviously work with people. You're a nutritionist, and you work with people on body image and getting their bodies fit and healthy. Give me an example. So you say to them, okay, look, you tend to, let's throw out one of my old habits. You tend to have Dr. Pepper and Cheetos when you're feeling like you need a treat. Nothing against Dr. Pepper or Cheetos, but probably not the best choice. So what do you say to them to reconstruct something that will make them, allow them to love themselves with a healthier alternative that doesn't necessarily have to be food? Tell me what you do.
I mean, ideally, it wouldn't be food, so that when you choose, what is it, Dr. Pepper and Cheetos, you're choosing it just because you like the taste of it, and you don't do it all the time, and it's just fun, versus this is going to make me feel better, or this is the reward, or this is, you know, the comfort. And so I have people actually come up with a list. And, you know, this is something that, again, you need to be committed to, so that when you feel the need to go comfort yourself with food, that you refer to your list instead. And it requires practice, and it requires attention to it. But it could be calling a friend, going for a walk. Maybe it is getting on Facebook and connecting with people. Maybe it is going to see a movie or taking a bath. It's these things that take you out of the realm of food and to start paying attention to yourself and your body, or maybe giving back to community.
You're trying to get people over that habit of 2 o'clock in the afternoon. They've had lunch an hour ago, and now they want something to make themselves feel happier.
Right.
So what do you do with actual eating? Like, here's a meal, and instead of having whatever, a burger and fries, choose to love yourself. And that is, I mean, I want to tap into what you said, and Shelley, feel free to chime in here. I do sometimes have to think, okay, is this going to make me feel better, or am I going to feel sick after this meal? And also, you and I have talked about it. I have a personal trainer friend, and you've done the same thing about fuel. Yeah. How do I want to fuel my body? Do I really want my body to be a well-oiled machine and have it feel great, and I'll have energy in 2 hours, or do I want to be crashing from sugar in 2 hours? So talk to me about actual meals, how you help people around that.
Yeah. So again, it is, you speak of the foresight, enough foresight to say, is this really going to fuel me, or am I going to feel terrible? And so I really invite people to stop and have that foresight before they order the burger. But again, it goes back to, are you even being aware enough to do that? But really, some of the fundamental truths around health and nutrition can make you get back to a place of loving yourself, because you'll see immediate results, but you also just feel successful in making those healthy choices. So things like having a piece of fruit or a vegetable with every single meal or snack. Like, it may still be the burger, but if you can consciously say, you know what, but I had a salad instead of fries with my burger.
Yeah.
Just that shift sometimes is enough to feel like, you know what, I made a good decision today.
Well, and you have that saying, small
change, big impact. So,
yeah, small change, and that's a small change, big impact.
Right, right. Because it not only is a point for your health, but it's also a point for your emotional health, and just, I did something good for myself today.
You do have to make the decision to love yourself and express that in the way that you're treating yourself with food and exercise. But you're big on not using the guilt tactics. Like, you're going to be overweight if you do that. You try not to go there. So the small change, big impact thing is really key to say, I'm not going to tell you that you can't have a candy bar today. Right. I am going to tell you that I want you to have an apple or a carrot with every meal,
Exactly.
And that helps, yes?
Yes. And I think, again, so some of the other just fundamentals around being healthy, commit to drinking water every single day.
Yeah, that's big for me.
Even if that's something you commit to for the next 30 days. Like, those are small changes that will have a huge impact. So drinking water, eating fruits and vegetables, making sure you have breakfast within 30 to 60 minutes of waking. So I don't even weigh myself anymore.
I haven't weighed myself for years. The only time I get weighed is at the doctor.
But it's not like I don't self-analyze.
Sure.
And so when I start getting to the place of self-analyzing my body, I remind myself it's not about this end product. It's about what I'm doing every day. And if I can feel successful at the end of the day because I worked out for 20 minutes, even though I couldn't get in 45.
Yeah.
Then those are acts of self-love. So you don't even have to talk yourself into it, really. Loving yourself, you're just doing things that reflect that.
Yeah, it's almost the AA motto, fake it till you make it. So if you're faking that you love yourself by doing these loving acts, tell people how to get a hold of you.
Well, you can go to my website, juliehammerstein.com, and all my contact information is there. You can also connect with me on Facebook.
Awesome. Well, we just love having you. Thank you for being here today.
I love being here.
Yeah, goody. Thank you.